me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. Let's go.
Hello, folks. Richard Moore, USAGSA. And today I'm bringing you another phone call from Rebecca Bumgardner. For those that have not been following this story, Rebecca is a targeted YouTuber in Lowndes County in Mississippi, where she was subsequently framed and set up by the Lowndes County, Mississippi Sting Unit. And I've talked a lot about that. And if you go to the Lowndes County, Mississippi playlist or the Rebecca Bumgardner playlist, you'll be able to get all that stuff, the interviews, etc. But the short of it is there's two snitches working for Lowndes County. One snitch purportedly sold dope to another snitch, and that's the case. And they charged Rebecca with selling of controlled substances, 3 counts. That was all the evidence that they had. Is one snitch got on the stand and said she sold the dope to another snitch, and the reason she did it is because Rebecca told her to. Had no recordings of that, nothing other than the snitch saying that Rebecca told her to. The prosecutor, Scott Cologne, the judge, all the attorneys on both sides knew that this was perjured testimony, yet they still allowed this railroad job to take place. Subsequently, Rebecca got 24 mandatory years in prison. She's been in prison for 2 years. There's several things in the till right now on her case to have her case overturned and an appeal. There's some other filings that have either been filed or in the process of being filed. Also, there's a documentary, and that's going to be on YouTube on a fairly large channel, and I'll be one of the first ones to let you in on that as quick as that's released. We brought a lot of publicity to this corruption in Lowndes County, Mississippi, moreover the corruption in the state of Mississippi. And that's what we do here at USAGSA. In the description of this video is our link tree. A link tree will take you to some of the other platforms that I'm on, including Substack and WordPress. And Substack, I've written extensively about these corrupt government programs of targeting, the who, what, when, where, and how, and also covering many stories of victims, that people that have fallen victim to this program that are still being victimized, American citizens, which is in excess of over 1 million people in America today, and that's happening in plain sight. And that's what we do, is we expose this corruption and we give voice to the voiceless. Your support is essential at keeping us up and running. There's several links within that link tree where you can support us today, and I encourage you to do that. If you enjoy our content and want to get everything on first before it goes anywhere else, I encourage you to become a patron on Patreon. That's a big way that you can stand with USAGSA. That link is in there as well. You get everything there first. So I'm going to break now, and when I come back, I'm going to have Rebecca Bumgardner on the phone live from Delta State Correctional Facility in Greenville, Mississippi, and we'll see what Rebecca has to say. Folks, it's a tall order for someone to be wrongfully convicted. I, for one, can attest to that. But to be wrongfully convicted and to know that if justice is not served, they could spend the rest of their natural life or most of their life behind bars simply for exercising their First Amendment rights. They hate that, especially criminals with badges. We need your support. I'm going to also put a link to Lowndes County Accountability. That's her channel. It's being maintained by her sister, April. And that link, Mississippi Queen Audits, at Mississippi Queen Audits, that will be in the description as well. So I encourage you to share, subscribe, like, and we welcome your comments down there below.
Have a call from an inmate at the This call call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Telling.
Hey, Rebecca.
What's going on?
We're hot and live here.
Uh-oh. All right.
So, we've talked about a lot of things, and of course, there's a lot of things going on. And I've mentioned that I haven't mentioned the name or anything, but they're doing a documentary about you, and it's a big channel with well over 100,000 subscribers.
Right.
Which that's not indicative of how many people will see it. I mean, 60% of my views and traffic are from non-subscribers. So, you know, it is what it is. But we've, you and April and myself and others have effectively broken out of this bubble of entrapment in the dirty South, especially, and Crooked Eddie's neck of the woods.
Amen.
And so
praise God.
that's but Crooked Eddie is still being Crooked Eddie. He's going to be running for sheriff, and I'm hoping that but you know, those people are gluttons for punishment. You know the Bible says like dogs returning to their own vomit. I mean, you know, you don't vote for somebody because you like the way they look, because your buddies with them or whatever. I mean, he is a pathological liar, oath breaker, criminal, period. And that should draw into your moral, question your morals. But
well, I can't speak to their, I can't really speak to their spiritual position, really, because the Lord says you'll know them by their fruits, and all they're showing is bad fruit. So
yeah, they're heathens. There's no question about that. Nowhere in God's word is lying and breaking oaths sanctioned, because just because of God, you know, that's people said, well, you know, it's legal to murder babies, so therefore it's not murder. And God said, well, you got me on that one. And it's the same thing with these cops lying, and you lied, you broke your oath. Period. End of discussion. Why are we even talking? We had years and years and years of all this stuff, and people's lives have been irreparably harmed and changed and destroyed simply because we didn't stop it when it started. Hold man, you took oath to do this. You broke your oath. Hit the road, Jack.
Oh yeah, speaking of oaths, while you're at it, you know, I told you I was going to bring this up yesterday. The fact that Eddie Hawkins, several of his deputies don't even have current public official bonds.
I know it. I mean,
and that's required by law. Just in case y'all don't know that, anybody that's a public official, including the police, all the way up to judges and everybody else, they have to hold public official bonds.
Well,
and there's several of them that's expired.
They're not. They expired, right? That's
so,
you know, that's who knows. So if something happens, it's going to be on the taxpayer. Period. It's been on the taxpayer back and shoulders, and it's going to continue to be that. I've got some more stories coming out of that sheriff's department. I'm not going to talk about that right now because it's still developing. It's already developed, but still gathering, you know, information on that. For you know, that deal. But yeah, it's it's messy. It's absolutely messy. So
you get all the facts on that.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, all I've got to do is get wind of it, and I'm pretty much tell you what the deal's gonna be, you know. I mean, it's like somebody calls me and said, I caught a wild duck. You'll never believe what it did. Well, it shit on the floor and it quacked and flapped its wings. The top three, I know I can get those. It's that same way with Lowndes County and Crooked Eddie. I mean, they're predictable. You know, I don't have to be there to see it. And neither does Uncle Bunky. I heard he wasn't dead. They still got him in there drawing pictures for the gonorrhea sting unit. doing remote viewing or something. I don't know what the deal is. So who knows? So you got your appeal in, and we was
Yep.
going to talk about something.
Okay.
What about your mail? What's the deal with the mail?
Well, the mail has gotten right thanks to April.
I mean, how many times? I mean, I've written about it. I've done
Yeah.
shows about it, and what is the deal? What gives? It's just
No, it's not. They weren't bothering me specifically. It's just everybody's mail was being.
I
held
wouldn't
up in
care
the
about
front.
everybody else's mail. I'd be caring about mine. That ain't that care.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right.
Don't bring everybody into it. But we're talking about me.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, if you're asking how it got straightened out, see what the deal was is I wouldn't get mail for a month at a time. You know what I mean?
I know.
And April had to call the governor's office to get something done about it.
Right. I told her to do that, and they've got me blocked, but maybe not. I've got let me let my little Maddie May. There's the camera there. That's why I'm fidgeting, ladies and gentlemen, because this little dog here is eating me up. She is. I'm telling you, it's like having a honey badger in here. That's that's just par for the course. Yeah. I mean, it absolutely is. Try calling unemployment office or anything for services. You can forget that.
Yeah.
You can forget that.
Well, we could go on about that. It's the Biden administration and what all the stuff they've implemented is the problem.
If
really.
I don't know.
Yeah, it went downhill when he was elected.
Right.
But you asked me about my appeal. So the state's response to my appeal is due on January 22nd. So that means the state has to file a response by then.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how long it's going to take the court to review it after that.
Did they ask for more time on something?
They did, but this is their time runs out on the 22nd. They can't ask for another extension.
That was so they've asked for an extension on your appeal, right?
Yeah, the response.
It's been a good time for them to throw in the towel and say, "Look here, we screwed up, and if we can get house arrest or something, we'll turn this around." But
yeah, I'm not going to do any of that
though. Oh no, there's multiple felonies committed by these officials.
That's right. And they're going to find out, since you spoke on that, I'm just going to say a little bit. I ain't going to give it away, but they can look out for indictments on their end, too, because that's already in the works.
Well, one would hope so. It's a shame that the Attorney General, Lynn Fitch, her dad has a eclectic collection of Nathan Bedford Forrest, original house, and the house he lived in. They reassembled it down there in Jackson, that area, and I mean, it's anything that is a throwback to Nathan Bedford Forrest, the founder of the Ku Klux Klan. And
wow, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
that's her dad.
Yes, she
dad.
Yes, and they not Nathan Bedford Forrest, but he has collected all this Ku Klux Klan, all this stuff. That's what they surround themselves with.
Oh yeah, in case y'all don't know, some of y'all listening, Lynn Fitch is the Attorney General of Mississippi.
Right, and it's a same song and dance. They had a clown in there before her, and Mike Moore before that clown. It's just
Wasn't that crazy? They're commemorating those murderers, but
it's our heritage. It's about you can't look. It's Mississippi. Anytime you bring up something like that, people just absolutely roll their windows up and start batting their eyes and trying to get away from you. I never thought it. I thought Alabama was regressed. I moved here and I said, "Oh my God, this place is 200 years regressed compared to Alabama." I mean, I mentioned to some people, I said, it seemed to me like that some things that people should be talking about is having some kind of classes and do it, study groups and stuff to discourage incest. Oh, it minds your own damn business. Whoo, Lord. I mean, it was like, that's their own business. I'm like, you can't say nothing about it. And there's a lot of it. Yeah. I mean, they're second to the Amish. They have the largest infant mortality rate because they're inbreeding. And then you got Mississippi.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's but hey, I'm the odd man out on that. So the things you'd think, that's like this gonorrhea sting unit down there in Lowndes County. These undercover agents is that's part of their deal. They get as many dope whores as they want, as much dope as they want, stealing panties and peeping Tomming and everything else. And it's hush hush. Nobody, I'm saying stuff about it, but I get death threats for talking about it.
No, I would love death threats.
Yeah,
I'd eat them for lunch.
I'm telling you
Eat 'em
what.
for lunch.
Right, but neither one of us trying to stay here forever, are we? But long enough to see some of these other clowns get their due, and honey, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. I've watched a bunch of little shorts that April put out. I've posted some on my channel, where those deputies, clowns are constantly stalking and harassed. I've got 5 terabytes of data that I've never shared any of it, of this crap from coast to coast. Same sort of thing. And they're condescending, they come out, ma'am, if you just calm down, Rebecca, and just the deal is I've got one I was watching today where Lowndes Union County deputy come to my house, and these kids or somebody rolled by and hollered "fuck you" as loud as they could, and I said, really? So of course they're not pumping the brakes when they're doing that. They're not coordinated. I can catch them, and I caught up with them going over 100 miles an hour on the road shouldn't have been going 30 on. And what was they doing while I was behind them? Dime dropping. They yell about it, cow. They're gonna call the police every time, not sometimes, but every time. And so I got your tag number and all that. The next thing I know, Union County showed up and said, we heard what's going on. I said, what do you mean what's going on? You know what the hell's going on? You're acting like you're new. Well, you can't be following people. I said, I can't be following people. I said, well, I got an ass clown circus posse on me 24/7. You guys ought to tell me I can't be following people. I'm not following anybody. This is not really happening. This is schizophrenia. What the fuck you talking about? Yeah. Right.
It's not really happening.
Right.
You're delusional.
Delusional. Yeah.
Richard, you know what? I was just sitting here thinking about how much stuff we know that we're not talking about.
Right. I mean, that's what they do is they gaslight you and pretend. So I didn't, I had no idea. And I didn't realize how bad them SOBs lie. And I'm telling you, if their lips are moving, they lying. Now, I thought that was just a figure of speech. No, honey, that's a fact. That is a fact right there. They lie for a damn living. You can do a search engine on that. The numbers on law enforcement that lie, and they are the top number one of any career of anything. The largest group of liars in this country. Now that's statistics. That's not me. That's statistics. And if you don't believe it, folks, research it. I'm not wasting time on it. But they're not talking about that. The National Police Chiefs Association, National Sheriff's Association, and the cops program. It's all a quagmire of lying SOBs that love the fact that they are circumventing the law finally. They're doing it their way because after all, they know what's best. And if you say something about them and they don't like it, then they use all the tools available, the judges, the prosecutors, everything.
Term for that, lawfare.
What's
That's
that?
what it's called. Lawfare. LAW fair instead of warfare. It's lawfare.
Well,
That's the new term to describe weaponized government.
yeah. Well, they're absolutely
Right.
weaponized. And
Right.
I don't have my case number yet, but I've already got it filed in federal court. The sheriff here, his brother, and the judge. And
Yeah.
that's in. I've got everything in, and so it's on, folks. It's on.
Heck yeah.
It's
on, man.
absolutely on.
So yeah,
The
to let y'all know,
judge put his signature to it, made it official
right.
that
Yeah, he
he was
involved in it.
denying my First Amendment rights. No judge, not even Supreme Court, has the authority to circumvent your God-given birthright, and that's the Constitution of the United States of America. That's for everybody, especially some kangaroo court judge.
This year. They're gonna find
That's
out
right. That's
the hard
right.
way. This year, it's coming. I mean, I promise y'all, it's coming.
It's got these things are gonna change.
Yeah, that's right. Cause I'm gonna be home soon. All y'all people who think I ain't coming home, you can watch this. I'm fixing to come home, and everybody's gonna have their jaws on the floor.
I'm telling you.
That's what I was saying. We know a lot of stuff that we are not telling y'all, but it's for a reason.
Right.
We're keeping this quiet, so it'll hit you like a ton of bricks.
Right.
We already know what's up.
Exactly. I talk about really and truly, Rebecca, about maybe 10%, if that much, of what I do know. Because if we get, you get any deeper, you lose people. You lose people. They just they say, "Well, I just can't believe that."
Well,
it's like, to me, it's like saying a 500-pound woman and say, "Believe it or not, she eats its golden crown every day." Well, I just don't believe that. I'm saying, why don't you believe it? That's the way it looks to me.
I just want to let your audience know that when I say things like that, I'm not speaking to them. I'm speaking to them clowns that are watching the show.
That's right.
They watch the show faithfully.
Yeah.
So I'm telling y'all, Clowns County, I'm finna come home, and you're gonna be lucky if you ain't sitting right where I'm at.
That's what got me started. If folks ask me, "Are you from Lowndes County or whatever? What's the deal?" And I don't have any special acts to grind Lowndes County more than any other county.
Yeah.
But it's when Shelby Dowdle approached me. I was down there, and she'd made obviously made a snitch list, but she was in the snitch mix. And then she got locked up stealing a dog. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, I thought you was in jail for stealing dogs." So, well, let me tell you what happened. Had me a holding tank, and Edmondson brought me out, and this black detective, and put her in the interview room. They won't talk about the dog. She said the first thing they asked me was, "Do you know Richard Moore?"
Right.
And said, "No, I don't know him." Well, he talked about you on video. Said, "Yeah, it wasn't true." Well, he said things about us wasn't true either. Now, would you be willing to go to work and help us set him up?
Yeah, by the way, she told me that.
Yeah.
She told me that story. It is
I said, "I may
true.
tell you that fat, bald-headed bastard Jeff Edmondson." And I've been on it ever since.
Is he fat
yeah.
now?
I mean, he wears a hat. Yeah, I wear a hat. I mean, it's not. I've got some fuzz up there. Yeah, yeah. He looks like I'm gonna leave it at that, but a slug, a slug. That's for sure.
You have 1 minute.
We've been on here 20 minutes.
Jeff's birthday's coming up.
Who?
Boy,
Really?
I might be home for your birthday, Jeffrey.
I'm telling you what, beats all I ever seen, honey. Look, you hang in there. I'm glad you called. I want you to call next week. We kind of slept a little bit, and let folks hear from you, and and what's going on.
Y'all keep praying.
That's right. Love you.
Thank you, Richard.
All right, talk to you. Bye.
Bye.
Folks, that's she's looking at 22 more years, and that's that time you can't ever get it back. All the stolen freedom, your stolen rights, and your dignity, everything. Well, you know that a whole deal was manufactured and concocted to get you out of the way. And somehow our justice system absolutely miserably failed her. The only way it can slam dunk someone like that is the key players all have to be all incompetent, and it'd be a fluke, or all be in on it together. And I merge for the latter. And those are the things that we've been talking about. And there's some individuals, I believe, I don't know if they will, but should be facing criminal charges for this a great conspiracy to shut this YouTuber up and to shut him down. It's very real. They're targeting myself. They're still doing it. And I'm fighting. And I'm going to tell you what, folks, they don't like it. I could care less. I'm going to keep exposing it. Remember, folks, share, subscribe, like, let me hear from you. And we have a Rebecca Bumgardner playlist, like I said, and a Lowndes County, Mississippi playlist. We want to follow this stuff. Also, the link to her channel, Lowndes County Accountability, will be in the description of the video. Until next time, God bless you.
Don't lie to you.
They call me a